We got a lot of Bill swag back there. It's happy times back there for the Bills. We're very excited about that.
Don, do you have anybody else that went to the COVID protocol today?
We do not here, Paul. No. So Murray's up. He'll play. And everybody else cleared this morning. So no cases at all.
So you're still without Krebs, but I'm sure it was a relief to get Tuck and Okposo at least cleared to get them started into the process.
Very exciting to get guys back in. These are guys that have felt well for days now and are just waiting to be cleared, and they're excited. They were very excited to get out on the ice today.
We'll go in goal tonight.
Yeah, UPL in goal.
Where Thursday is still a target for them potentially.
Yeah, I'm going to see how they feel after tomorrow and gauge their comfort. I would expect they'll feel comfortable based on how impatient they've been the last little bit, few days. I mean, they've been feeling well for a long time here, and so but I wouldn't throw them in until I talk to them and see how they feel. I want to make sure they're feeling good enough to go. That's not an easy building to play in, as we all know, going into Nashville.
Casey's been skating on his own?
Not on his own, but with our rehab skates. So with Mike Ansell. And he is feeling good. He feels very confident. Obviously he went through rehab skates, whatever, month and a half, 2 months ago. And he looks different. He feels different. You can see that his confidence level is really good. So, and very encouraging.
How long has he been skating?
Just a couple of times, and it's a progression. So, like the first day he went out there, he might not have even handled the puck. I don't even know the details of it, but it's just getting back on the ice and getting some movement. So I'm not aware of the details of what movement, but I know it's just simple stuff, but positive nonetheless.
Don, I know that Tampa's a known quantity, so this may not apply to them tremendously, but how difficult has it become this year to do pre-scout on opponents? I mean, some of them haven't played a game in a week.
Mm-hmm.
There's guys in and out of lineup with COVID. I mean, how difficult is it to do it?
It is in the sense of, the systems are easy. They're routine. If they're not easy, they're routine. I mean, you put the work in. It's time, but it's there's a simpleness to it. It's the personnel changes. If you think about what is the most dangerous line, where it's the most vulnerable, potentially deep pairing or line to match against. So that becomes a bit trickier. And then there's such fluctuation night to night with respect to lineups, and then obviously performance throughout the league. I mean, the regular season this year is no way to gauge who's going to have playoff success. I flip on the games every night, and the part of the excitement is you never know what you're going to get. Just not only to the eye you see the changing in personnel all the time, but what's happening on the ice is a mystery too. What the outcome of that game might become is a mystery, and adds, I guess, a little bit of excitement. But it is a wild and different season for everybody involved.
It was a long time ago, but you had a very good game against them here. When you beat them.
Mm-hmm.
What went well for you that you were able to handle them and play that well against them?
Yeah, I like the chat. I'm excited to play them tonight. I mean, I get more excited to play top teams, and I think we're trying to get our guys to embrace that, and they have really. And so for those reasons, I'm excited going into tonight. I do like the way we match up against them. I mean, they're a team that, like great teams in the league, they've got 4 or 5 players that just don't need a lot to execute. And you think of the Edmonton, Toronto, Washington, Boston. They have 3, 4 players that create out of very, very little, and that's the difference in the top teams and the next tier teams. It's not the whole lineup. It's just a few players that really can cash in. So I do feel, from the pace standpoint, there's lots of areas that we can keep up and push the pace and pressure. But it's just watching some of their elite players and limiting some of their elite players, which is it's a great challenge, and I think our guys take it as a challenge that's welcomed, and these are games that are measuring stick games for you as well, from an individual level and a collective level as a team. So it's all of that encompassed is exciting to play against them. But I feel we're fine against any team. Our guys get excited to play anybody, and they know they can find a way to, imprint, create chances, create opportunity, hang on to pucks, extend possession. It's now converting more, which is really, what we're progressing in, need to progress in.
What's your message to the group when it comes to the start of this game? It's not easy, this much time between games, and especially based on what happened the last game.
Yeah, I think we all know, and you hate to use the word hope, but that's what you certainly hope for a good start. You hope the guys can get into it and get their energy going. We gave them an optional this morning because we've had 4 really hard practices. But yeah, now their body's got to get going at 7 p.m., which hasn't happened lately. They've been, they've been real good at 11 a.m. But that 8-hour difference is your body's in a routine. So we got to push. Have a good hard warm up, but that's obviously the goal, is to feel good right away and set a tone right away with some good pace.
Don, you won 5 of the first 7 this year. You've won 5 of the next 27. But through all this, the belief meter still seems to be there. Everyone knows where the organization is headed. How difficult is it just to keep them going when the results aren't there, and just keep them believing that the results will come?
I have to fight internally myself, just patience. It's not easy. I've been coached a long time, and I see where we're going, and that gives me a lot of confidence. There's reason to be confident here. This is going to correct. There is no doubt about it, and we've been able to convey that logically enough to our players that they see it and they feel it. And when you know it, you just know we're gonna turn this thing. You get really impatient. You want more now, and you want it faster. And again, it's a challenge for me to not lose that patience, but keep pushing and grinding. And that's where the practices have stayed demanding. The demand stays high. I fight aggravation like everybody else, watching and. But you just got to keep pushing, and the vision is clear to me. I think that's probably the biggest reason we're confident. The guys have a clear vision of what we're doing every day and how we can succeed. So we never feel, you lose a game, you feel like there were so many reasons and things that were within our control that we could have executed to win that game. There's no feeling of being overwhelmed, 0 out of our guys. And when we get scored on or we don't have a favorable outcome, our guys immediately take ownership, and to the point where they have clarity. We know what we did or didn't do, and again, it wasn't the other team did it to us. So we do see that, we do feel that, and it's a lot of young guys that are going to be very good players in this league for a long time, and I think everybody sees and feels that. So it's almost underlying all that. I can tell you there's a real excitement for when is this going to turn, because it's inevitable, it's going to turn. And I think that keeps everybody really focused and engaged in practice, engaged in meetings, and actually loving to play games.
Hey, is he going to be out tonight?
Haggett's out tonight. He's looking for Nashville, and we're shooting for that, but we'll decide that after tonight. But it looks like he's on target for that, and again, I obviously don't want to make a lineup decision on Nashville till after tonight, but trending that way.
That was Bryson in,
Bryson in tonight, correct? Yep.
Thanks.